levels to the broadcasting across the nation from the East Coast to the West, keeping you up to date on technology while enjoying a little whiskey on the side, with leading-edge topics, along with special guests, to navigate technology in a segmented, stylized radio program. The information that will make you go, Pull up a seat, raise a glass with our hosts as we spend the next hour talking about technology for the common person. Welcome to TechTime Radio with Nathan Mumm.
Welcome to TechTime Radio with Nathan Mumm, the show that makes you go, Technology news of the week.
Yeah, I'm not going hum right now.
What's that?
I'm not going hum right now.
The show for the everyday person talking about technology, broadcasting across the nation with insightful segments on subjects weeks ahead of the mainstream media. We welcome our radio audience of 35 million listeners to an hour of insightful technology news. As you can see, this is our Halloween scary episode. So you're going to love what we got in store for you today. Let me tell you. I'm Nathan Mumm, your host and technologist with over 30 years of technology expertise. Our co-host Mike Day here is in studio. He's the award-winning author and our human behavior expert and our steampunk man from the future.
I like the slash one better.
Okay, there you go. We live stream during our show on 6 of the most popular platforms, including YouTube, Twitch.tv, Facebook, LinkedIn, and now Kick and Rumble. We encourage you to visit us online at techtimeradio.com and become a Patreon supporter at patreon.com/techtimeradio. We're all friends from different backgrounds. We bring the best technology show possible weekly for our family, friends, and fans to enjoy. We're glad to have Odie, our producer, at the control panel today. Welcome, everyone. Let's start today's show.
Now on today's show.
All right. Welcome to Tech Time Radio. Today on the show, we have our Halloween episode where we have the spooky and scary technology items.
Okay, are you a pirate or are you Trump? Because you're like moving into that territory.
All right. Well, you know what?
It's amazing.
That's amazing. It's the best ever. All right. Well, you know what? We have our Halloween episode. And of course, that means we have Nick Espinoza on the show. You know what that means? We're going to be talking about all the scary things that you can learn in technology. Today's show will make you drink. We promise you that. And of course, we also have our standard features, including Mike's mesmerizing moment, our technology fail of the week, a Nathan Nugget, and our pick of the day, whiskey tasting, to see if our pick of whiskey gets 0, 1, or 2 thumbs up by the end of the show. But now it's time for the latest headlines in the world of technology.
Here are our top technology stories of the week.
All right. Story number 1. Amazon has a lot of explaining to do, from job cuts to major outages on its cloud service. Let's go to Lisa Walker for more on last week's outage.
Amazon Web Services, AWS, has apologized to customers affected by last week's massive outage, which knocked some of the world's largest platforms offline. Snapchat, Reddit, and Lloyds Bank were among more than 1,000 sites and services reported to have gone down as a result of issues at the heart of the cloud computing giant. Amazon said it occurred due to errors in its internal systems involving the IP addresses computers use to find them. Back to you guys in the studio.
I bet you there's a whole subreddit about them bitching about this.
Yes, there is. There's a whole subreddit out there that you can listen to all about this. And those Snapchat people were just so disappointed they couldn't send their pictures. All right, well, the outage has far-reaching impact, even reportedly disrupting the sleep of some smart bed owners. Now, this is when it's hit a rock-bottom issue. 8 Sleep, which makes sleep pods with temperature and elevation options, require an internet connection. And its outage-proof mattress had some problems, with one overheating and getting stuck in the inclined position.
My goodness.
Doesn't this sound like a cartoon where you see the mattress fold up right in the middle of somebody?
This is some Salvador Dali stuff, man.
Well,
this is just surreal.
Many experts said the outage showed how reliant tech is on Amazon's dominance in the cloud computer sector as a market largely cornered by AWS and Microsoft Azure. And the specific technical reason is a faulty automation broke the internal address book system that the region relies upon. The company said that it would do everything we can to learn from this event and improve its availability. So does improving this mean getting rid of employees? Because guess what? Amazon is planning to cut 600,000 human jobs for robots. So you know what? We have a problem with the script. It has to be human error. So you know what? Let's just create more robots. Amazon plans to cut 600,000 jobs human jobs, of course, for robots. In an insider report, by 2033, they expect to be 75% operational on automation. Since 2018, the number of Amazon employees in the U.S. has more than tripled to almost 1.2 million. Nevertheless, managers have reportedly informed the board last year that the company will not need to hire any more U.S. employees in the future thanks to advancement in robotic automation, even if sales double by the year 2033. According to internal documents, around 160,000 jobs could be lost by 2027, particularly in logistics and warehousing. In the long term, Amazon plans to automate around 75% of all activities, which will save the company up to $12.6 billion, according to the projections. Now, this will reduce costs of each product it sells by 30 cents. Now, do you think that 30 cents is going to be saved for everybody? Mike, are you going to save 30 cents on that shipping cost now since they're going to go all to robots?
No, they'll find some way of charging me with extra money.
That's correct. Now, Amazon already employs 1 million robots to support its 1.6 million human workers. Now, in the future, however, machines will no longer just help keep the company running, but it'll also have many of the tasks beyond the warehouse. They expect to have 1 employee for every 500 robots that will be running around in the city. So they think of that. Their little warehouses are going to have 500 of these bad boys.
Yeah.
Well, Amazon, we're going to continue with Amazon. There's so much news with them. They're actually in trouble. They're set to pay out refunds to qualifying Prime users after a $2.5 billion settlement with the Federal Trade Commission. Settlement is what happens on the bottom of my whiskey glass when I'm drinking out on the island.
Hey, you even used that properly.
That's right. The retail giant agreed to the settlement to resolve an antitrust lawsuit the FTC filed by 2023, where federal officials alleged Amazon coerced millions of consumers into enrolling into Prime subscriptions that made their agreements extremely difficult to cancel. The amount of money each customer gets from this $2.5 billion, what is it going to be? A maximum of $51 per customer.
Yep, that's what you get for
so $2.5 billion. The lawyers take 90% of it, and you get $51.
That's right.
Now, there's 2 different settlement groups that will be issued money. The first group receive an automatic payment, which will be filed with Amazon for their Prime benefits 3 or less times during a 12-month period. Customers who qualify for the settlement should receive their payment by December 24th, 2025. Those who do not qualify for the automatic payment still have the opportunity to file a claim. A third-party claim administration will be sent out with information in January 23rd of 2026. However, eligible claimants will have to wait until July 23rd, 2026 to officially submit the claims. So in January, we're going to allow people that didn't get the automatic payment on December 24th, the day before Christmas, there you go, to then sign on up so they can get something else. You know what? Amazon is in a world of hurt right now.
I don't think they're in a world of hurt.
You don't think so?
No.
They'll just move their headquarters to someplace else.
This was the biggest fine that anybody's gotten so far. But are they? No, they're not in a big world of hurt.
You don't think they're a big world of hurt?
No.
$51. Do you pay for Amazon Prime?
Yeah.
Odie, do you pay for Amazon Prime? Okay, so that means we all should get $51 back.
Well,
and what are you going to do with that?
That's only if we qualify for the coercion.
How much is that in the grand scheme of things to them? Is that like $20?
It's probably not. Well, it's. I'm sure it's $51 until inflation keeps on going up, and so then it'll only be worth like $2. But it's $2.5 billion in the settlement.
Yeah, but compared to Bezos or to Amazon as a company, is that chump change?
That's chump change.
And they're going to give it to
that's him housing. That's housing
his credit.
That's him housing his super yacht for a month.
That's that's going to be in credit, so that you can just spend more money on their Amazon store.
Yeah. What's it really going to do? I mean, heck, they're getting rid of 75% of their force. Their sales force, or no, not sales force, their people force.
Yeah, 600,000 people. That's not a big deal.
Yeah, no,
1.6 million. 600,000.
Let's not create jobs. Let's eliminate jobs.
That's right.
That's what this is all about.
All right. Well, you know what? It's our Halloween episode. Yeah. So let's move on to story number 2.
Yeah, let's talk about some really disturbing stuff here. If you're not disturbed by this, you might need to go see a therapist.
Okay.
Remember Suzanne Summers?
Oh, yes, the Thigh Master.
The Thigh Master, Three's Company.
Oh, yeah.
She died a couple of years ago. Do you know that?
I did not know that. I'm sorry to hear that.
Okay, well, She is now living on as an AI robot.
What?
Alan Hamill creates an AI clone of his late wife, Suzanne Summers, 2 years after her death,
Okay.
and says he can't tell the difference from the AI model and his late wife.
Okay.
And when we first talked about this, we just thought this was just like some sort of chatbot thing, right?
We did. We just thought that was a prompt. And then we had to do a bunch of research on our...
It is not. This is an AI robot sex doll.
It is, isn't it?
They have put an AI version of Suzanne Summers into a life-size robotic doll.
But Odie,
why are you looking like that, Odie?
She's not a sex doll, though. She's just made from a sex doll. Like
That's
her
correct.
made, yeah.
So she's not being used.
That's
as
not
a sex
her
doll.
use.
She's not being used.
Are you really sure about that?
Well, I don't know.
On behalf of his, her
ex-husband says he can't tell the difference. You don't think that's that's part of his
there's a very big
big
difference between a heartbeat and no heartbeat. But
the doll doesn't look anything like Suzanne Summers.
Thank you.
That's dark hair. Suzanne Summers didn't have dark hair.
That's the thing here. 2 years after her death, at 76, her husband and partner, 55 years, started putting plans into action that they both had discussed for decades.
Okay.
And one of the projects that they were doing is coming up with this AI twin to her ex-husband.
Okay.
The project is perfect. It is an AI and a talking doll.
Ooh.
He says it was Suzanne. I asked her a few questions. She answered them, blew me and everybody else away. When you look at the AI next to the real Suzanne, you can't tell the difference. It's amazing. If this does not disturb you,
so
if
Alan
this
has
is
some
not
eye
disturbing,
problems because he can't see very well.
If this isn't disturbing to you, okay.
This is very disturbing.
Is
right?
Alan nearsighted? Well, he's 76, so probably yes. Many ask if the doll and his late wife look anything in common after seeing it on display, and many see no similarities.
Okay. While
the AI is fairly new to most, Hamill revealed that he had been in an ongoing conversation with himself and his wife since the 80s when Ray Kurzweil first explained the concept to him. Ray Kurzweil, I guess, according to Bill Gates, is the smartest man on the planet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Coming from Bill Gates, who was being thought of as one of the software geniuses that probably wrote very little code to anything that he did, as he stole most of it. But that's okay. Continuing on.
I don't know, and I don't care. And this is really disturbing if you can't tell the difference between your real ex-wife and a robot ex-wife.
Yeah.
And I think this is disturbing on so many levels to me. This is what I argue about why AI is bad.
Okay.
It all rolled into one, because now this person is
in love with a
he's
doll.
Interacting with a doll. He is anamorphizing it so that it is his wife. He's treating it as if it's a living thing, which I'm sure includes other things rather than just talking about it. And he's not allowing himself to grieve the loss of his wife.
That's the biggest thing, isn't it? Isn't like the whole condition of dealing with death really important for us as a society?
Yes, it is. And when we do stuff, we've talked about this before. When we were talking about this, I think they were doing this in Japan.
Yep.
Where they were creating these AI ghosts of their departed souls,
or kids or whatever.
So if we're not allowing ourselves to grieve because we are trying to replace that with some sort of object, that is ultimately not good for our mental health.
All right, I totally agree.
I don't know that you really agree with that.
I wouldn't. I think you would.
I think you would have you wouldn't have an AI doll hanging out.
No. I do an R2D2 or some robot type of deal, or Rosie, but I wouldn't want an AI doll. I want.
Yeah, he would never do a person as a doll.
No,
or a person.
Give me a robot.
Yeah, he would.
Yeah,
it would be.
C-3PO.
It would be in a closet somewhere, but he would.
Wow. All right. Well, story number 3.
This is not like talking to Alexa, right?
Well, yeah. Okay.
Because do you talk to your Alexa?
Yeah, I just told me because I got the new upgrade for the AI for the Alexa, and I just
You gave in.
I did.
Yeah,
Of course I did. Of course I did.
What makes you what even surprises you about
and
that?
so do you know what? So she actually responded to something, and I was like, you know what? Don't respond it to me that way. And we literally had like a conversation, and my wife says, "What are you doing?" I'm like, I'm having a conversation with Alexa. When I get something done, instead of you saying, okay, that's been completed, I want it to say, awesome, it's done. So now she says, awesome, it's done whenever I ask her to do any tasks. So there you go.
Yeah, see, that's like 18 steps below what this person has done
that's
with his life.
not the same type of level. Not the same time. Well, story number 3 is Tesla's advanced technology detecting something beyond the physical realm.
No.
Or is it just a glitch? Social media is abuzz with the claims that several Tesla owners reported that their cars, sensors, and cameras pick up invisible human figures in cemeteries. Now, this is like a hot thing that's going on right now. If you have a friend that has a Tesla, all you need to do is go down, especially at night, but you can still do it during the daytime. And you go and you you drive, and you'll see people on your screen walking next to your car in the open fields. This is so viral that people are making different items, and there's lots of skepticism online about this not being taken care of. Skepticism, maybe. Skepticism.
I like
online.
skepticism.
That's skepticism. Soon after, others attempted to verify the claims. One user said he intentionally drove through a cemetery late at night and saw multiple human shapes appear on his Tesla screen. There was no one around, and the display showed moving figures that was unsettling. Another Tesla owner reported a similar experience while driving in a dense forest. He said the vehicle sensors displayed human-like figures surrounding the car, despite no visible movement outside. Phenomena has led to many theories. Some jokingly suggest Tesla's autopilot can detect spirits or negative energies. Well, everyone believes it's merely a technical glitch, perhaps interrupted by the car's object detection algorithms. There are still some that believe
you did this, didn't you?
Was that
I did this? You don't own a Tesla, but
I rode in a Tesla, and I went into a cemetery, and guess what happens? This actually happens when you go by. Now, it's probably what I think it's picked up flowers, and it doesn't know what the flower objects are on the side of the road per se.
Or maybe headstones.
And tombstones and headstones and different items that are available in the cemetery that are just unique. And I think it just displays the default algorithm is probably a person. Because if you're going to get sued and you don't know what it is, it probably displays a person. But I don't know. When you go late at
moves.
night,
I think
in the video you see it like spinning.
It does.
What the person would be.
It's moving back and forth like they're walking around.
Yeah,
that would be
So
called.
do you believe that
I
Tesla
think it's cool.
That's
Okay.
called
Now,
artifact.
will I go out there and drive through a cemetery with a Tesla? No.
You should do that. You should
Are you
create
serious?
a
Yeah,
Uber
okay.
driver event where you can create an event now where you become the cemetery driver.
Stop. Okay.
This is $1 million idea.
The irony of this is that Tesla, who is all about technology and stuff, discovers that ghosts are real.
Yeah, that could be there.
While everybody out there doing these ghost shows and they're doing all this phony stuff is like,
They've never had
in
this
Ghostbusters,
concrete.
maybe they have the same algorithm that Ghostbusters
maybe
did to
that's
pick up.
Wait. Whoa.
Yeah, he just crossed the streams
We're
there.
moving.
Oh, wow. There you go. That's perfect. All right. Well, do you think it's a ghost story or do you think it's technology?
It's just artifact. It's the same thing. It's the same thing when you look at an EKG and you see all this. Well, you won't know what you wouldn't know what it looks like.
Keep
to
the
look
whimsy,
at an EKG.
Mike. Man.
EKG, isn't that to test your brain power?
Okay, so from a nice little Halloween story perspective, this is pretty funny. But if you are out there believing that ghosts are running around your Tesla vehicle, I think again you might need to go seek some therapy.
Maybe you and Alan can go and have a fake AI doll. Is that what you're saying that you should be doing?
Yeah, sure, whatever. Okay. I don't know how you connected that, but okay.
All right, well, that ends our top technology stories of the week. When we return, Nick Espinoza from Security Fanatics will join the show in our annual scary Halloween technology episode with some of the scariest technology stories of the year. You'll find out what is next. You're listening to Tech Time with Nathan Mumm. See you after the commercial break.
Looking for custom glass solutions for your next commercial project? Hartung Glass Industries is your trusted partner in custom glass fabrication. For over 100 years, Hartung has delivered proven manufacturing expertise, comprehensive product offerings, and dependable service and quality. From energy-efficient facades to custom shower doors, we create glass solutions tailored to your project needs. With 8 facilities across the U.S. and Canada, we combine national expertise with a local touch-ensuring faster service and unparalleled customer care. Hartung Glass Industries, where quality meets innovation. Visit hartungglass.com to learn more.
Welcome back to Tech Time with Nathan Mumm. Our weekly show covers the top technology subjects without any political agenda. We verify the facts and do it with a sense of humor in less than 60 minutes. And, of course, with a little whiskey on the side.
I thought you were a pirate, not a robot.
Oh, look at you.
Hey.
Southern Comfort.
I don't really know what to say here.
Drink me up.
All right.
Oh, please
I'm a
don't.
tall drink of water.
All righty.
Just-
Okay. Today, Mark Gregoire, whiskey connoisseur, is back in studio, or we call him Southern Comfort for today. Mark, what have you chosen for us to drink?
Well, something to comfort us
It
today.
should be Southern Comfort, isn't it?
I don't drink Southern Comfort anymore.
Hey,
okay.
That was my gateway whiskey.
If
That was my dude.
if you're Southern Comfort and we drinking Southern Comfort, just pee in our glasses.
Wow.
Today we are drinking.
I just had,
You
just had that thought.
a curious
This is
minds want to know.
Russell's Reserve Private Barrel Selection. It's the Ballard Cut number 5.
Arr.
Why isn't that over here where it belongs?
Well, because it was a part of my costume today.
Oh,
Jeez.
Now, from Russell's Reserve, they say this is hand selected by the Ballard Cut.
Okay.
This private barrel selection bourbon was distilled in October of 2016 before aging at the Tyrone campus in Rickhouse B. Cherry, vanilla, clove, caramel, cola with a medium long finish, including nutty toffee, baking spice, pepper, and sweet oak.
Oh, I taste the oak. Arr.
This is from the Campari Group. It was distilled by Wild Turkey in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky. It's straight bourbon. It's aged 8 years old, 110 proof, 75% corn, 13% rye, 12 malted barley, and it goes for about $60.
Okay.
okay.
All right. Is this a special selection from your guy that you have?
Yeah, this is the Ballard Cut is a whiskey bar and restaurant in Ballard, which is in North Seattle.
Okay.
And this is a barrel that they selected and distributed out to the whiskey group.
All right.
So you're telling me to just take off your top and turn over to the side to pour us this glass
He
today?
doesn't need he doesn't need to do that.
I was hoping it'd be direct from Mark.
It is not. I'm sorry, Odie. I'm sorry.
He is Southern Comfort. He's not Ballard Select.
A girl can dream, okay?
Okay, you don't want to see how he fills up your glass.
Wow. Whoa. Well,
I don't know if this is a Halloween special or soft porn now. Wow.
Wow, chicka
What? Where did that come from?
Oh, okay.
That had nothing to do with
We've been
anything.
drinking a lot today. That's what that tells you. All right.
Odie's
We are
losing
already
it.
off the rails and it's only, 20-something minutes
Whoa,
in.
Look how you showed up, man. Look how you showed up. And Odie can't get it back together. She's
over there cracking
she's
up.
gone.
All right. Well, you're going to need to end your saying?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Don't forget to like and subscribe,
There you
add
go.
a comment, and drink responsibly, unlike what we're doing today,
Yeah.
because heaven can wait.
That's
or
right.
Mark will pop his
Now, Mark,
cork.
we're going to try to engage more users. We have a secret sound show that we're going to be doing, or a game that we're going to be doing. So we got a secret sound. So everybody's going to have to listen in here because I want you guys all to guess. No one's going to get it. As each week we extend one more second onto the sounds, we will allow people to submit these online at techtimeradio.com underneath our talkback area. They put their username and tell us what the answer is, and we'll take the top 10 selections. And if anybody wins, then that's great. And if not, then we'll continue on next week.
Okay.
All right. There you go.
What an exciting game.
All right. With our first whiskey tasting completed, let's move on to our feature segment. Today, our technology expert, Nick Espinoza, is joining the show. Nick is an expert in cybersecurity and network infrastructure. He's consulted with clients ranging from small business to the Fortune 100 level. In 1998, at the age of 19, Nick founded Windy City Networks, which was later acquired in 2015. And he then created Security Fanatics, where he is the chief security fanatic. We welcome Nick to the show.
Welcome to the segment we call Ask the Experts. with our TechTime Radio expert, Nick Espinoza.
All right, Nick, welcome back to the show.
Hi, Nick.
All right.
Hey, guys.
Nick is coming to us from a new bunker. So he's in the process of leaving maybe the United States to move to a different country. Is that right?
I'm going to parts unknown. Although I will say, Mark, I do believe you were in my nightmares last night chasing me on the street. So that's,
thank you.
That's
thank
a
you,
great
Nick.
costume, by the way.
Did I catch you?
Oh, please stop.
Oh, wow. Okay. All righty. Well, welcome to the show.
That's not disturbing enough.
Tell us a little bit about yourself for any of our new listeners.
Sure. I'm, as you mentioned, I'm the chief security fanatic of Security Fanatics. We do all things security, cyber warfare, cyber terrorism, etc. And always happy to hang out with you guys. And today, I am not rocking Kentucky whiskey. I am rocking Scotch. I got my Oban here. So I'm joining in the fun for Halloween.
All right. Fantastic. Now, this is our scary episode on TechTime Radio. We do this every year. Nick has been a part of this every year. So he comes on in and we have Nick talk about all of his scary information that we have. We have so much to do today. It's going to be so great. You know what?
And then Mike drinks a lot.
And Mike drinks, and at the end of the show, then he says, what the heck am I doing? But you know what? Let's start off a little bit slow. We don't want to get too engaged here. So we're going to just talk about, the economy numbers just came on out last week. So, the economy there's a little bit of inflation that's happening, but I'm kind of curious on how the dark web economy is doing. There's different things that are available on the dark web for sale. Nick, can you tell me a little bit about how is the dark web economy doing currently right now?
Oh, so that's actually kind of fun. So let's go through some of the numbers here because, quite frankly, it's going to be pretty cheap to bump Nathan off and take his place when I make that move in a month or two. Not that I'm planning that, but let's talk about this because if I want to hire a contract killer without any kind of upsell, just get rid of Nathan. It's going to cost me $15,000 now in the dark web, which isn't that bad. And of course, I'm going to need to dispose of Nathan. So I think Breaking Bad season 1, we'll put you in the bathtub and chemical you up. That's only $5,000 more. So for 20 grand, you can get rid of you, lose the body, and I'll be the new host.
That's like a blue light special.
That is. Just think of that. You can take out all the people that
we're gonna eliminate you and put an AI sex bot in your place.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. That is the other nightmare I had the other week. For the record, was the Nathan AI sex bot. Okay.
That's right.
So, with that, of course, I mean, if we're going to be in the dark webs and, we're going to be mourning Nathan, we're going to have some hard drugs. I mean, who wants weak drugs, right? And so these are actually kind of down in price right now. And basically import tax issues are causing the cost to be lower. Not to mention the fact if you're fishing in, basically the Southern Caribbean right now, you might get blown out of the water, whether you're a speedboat full of drugs or just hanging out. So kids, if you're going to go get into narcotics, if you're going to get into narcotics, kids, it's never been cheaper right now, but obviously don't do drugs. So let's get specific. Let's get specific here. You want some good Colombian Bam Bam. It's basically $5 to $40 per rock right now.
All right.
That's for crack, so not bad, 50 to 150 per gram. So that's actually pretty good, and whatnot. On top of it, heroin is about $30 to $200 per gram, depending on purity. Angel Duster, PCP, if you're a biker, Hells Angels, I'm looking at you.
Mike knows about
basically
that.
$5 to $30 a tablet, So it's not bad. And to quote the dark web directly, these are at some of the all-time lows for some short-term highs. So
wow, that is a tagline right there. See, that's better than yours.
You like Nick's tagline on that?
I like Nick's tagline.
All right. Well, you know what, Nick? So I'm glad we're starting out a little slow here.
It's good to know that the dark web is booming right now.
That's right. Well,
yeah. It's crazy down there, but hey, it's if anybody needs links, you know where to find me. Don't do drugs, kids.
Now, you know what? We've been a little bit on this episode, a little bit more PG-13. So speaking about PG-13, let's move on to our next topic. ChatGPT now is becoming a new sexting tool. Can you explain a little bit more about this?
Suzanne Summers.
Yeah. So, the real thing is, are you ready now, Nathan, to get your freak on with ChatGPT? Not just Suzanne Summers, but we can have ChatGPT probably be Suzanne Summers at this point as well. So I'm personally not. I think I'm not really interested in sexting with ChatGPT, but here we go. Quite frankly, my AI wife and 6 kids I have on Anthropic would be pissed. But here's what we're actually talking about here, because in a post on X, aka formerly Twitter, this past Tuesday, OpenAI CEO Sam Altman said that basically they're going to add support for mature conversations when they start adding their age gating or age verification in December. And Altman wrote, and I quote, "As we roll out age gating more fully and as part of our treat adults like adults principle, we will allow even more like erotica for verified adults." So
wow.
I think honestly, and Mike, I think you're going to be one that could probably speak to this better, but I think there's some good and some bad here. I mean, so if I'm thinking about the good, I mean, maybe it's safe exploration of naughty topics without harming anybody. Maybe it's mitigating loneliness. But I think there are probably more downsides to this, not to mention the fact we've already seen emotional dependency on AI, just regular AI. Like you could literally go get an AI girlfriend. I think there might be issues with desensitization and isolation and all of that, maybe some psychological distortion. But Mike, what do you think on that? Because you know better than anybody here. Not that you're doing it.
Yeah. No, the upsides are definitely completely blown away by the downsides. The downsides are very big.
Okay.
Because you've mentioned it increases isolation. It actually increases rates of depression. It keeps us from engaging in healthy, fruitful relationships with other human beings. There are a lot of problems with this type of technology being used for emotional support.
So you're telling me Joaquin Phoenix's portrayal did not do anything accurate at all?
You mean her?
Yeah.
No.
He was happy there.
Yeah. Okay. So
you're telling me that's not reality?
That's not reality. That's not reality. The fact that we can do that with just a voice on a computer shows you how unstable human psychology can be, because we can take that and create a pair relationship with it and seek intimacy through something that has no ability to empathize with us.
Wow.
Boo.
Okay, well, Nick, you know what? Let's continue on, because we're building up.
Let's talk about more scary stuff, Nick.
All right, so satellites are leaking tons of data, including military data, military locations, information across our world. Explain to me and our listeners what is going on here.
Yeah. So this one is seriously amazing to me. About half of geostationary satellite signals, many of these are carrying, like you mentioned, they're carrying sensitive information for consumers, for corporations, even government communications, have basically been left entirely vulnerable to eavesdropping. And so a team of researchers at UC San Diego and the University of Maryland basically revealed this on an October 13th study, and they found a ton of encrypted data just floating around in space. Probably your data too. So here's some of the stuff they found. If you're on T-Mobile's cellular network, they found calls and text messages that they could eavesdrop on, data from airline passengers in flight. So you're on that American, United, Delta, whatever flight, and you're using the in-flight wireless. I'm not just worried now about the passengers. That's going back and forth, sometimes unencrypted. On top of it, we've got communications to and from critical infrastructure like electric utilities, offshore oil and gas platforms. And they even picked up basically satellite transmissions that they could decode from both the U.S. and Mexican militaries that basically were talking about locations of personnel, equipment, facilities. So it ain't good. And to be fair, they did put this out, and some like T-Mobile have started, hardening their infrastructure, but, not a week goes by where T-Mobile doesn't have some kind of breach. So I think this is absolutely nuts, but this is just a snapshot of a small part of Southern California's sky, and these satellites are literally all over the globe. So you can imagine the amount of data that's out there. That's absolutely insane.
Well, speaking of surveillance,
No. Wait.
Well, it gets worse. He's going to add to this.
Nathan wouldn't care because he gets a free TV.
I get a free TV on my free TV. We'll have to talk to Nick about it. Okay, so still speaking on surveillance, let's talk about this. Let's now also add in Amazon.
Yeah,
they
this
now
is
have
scary.
integrated their Ring doorbell system. I'm sure everybody's familiar with that. You see commercials for this into the U.S. surveillance state software. Explain how the satellite stuff, and now Ring with Amazon for footage and different aspects for the government to control. You get that, Nick?
Yeah. So, yeah. Sorry, you guys are breaking up on me just a little bit. But yeah, let's talk about this one. And I want to start with my default mantra here, which is cybersecurity is agnostic to politics, but we're not immune from it. And Amazon just keeps ringing that bell every day. So, yeah, I mean, think basically through Amazon Ring, allowing Flock, this AI camera system that law enforcement has access to, they're going to allow that to basically combine. Flock is a maker of an AI-powered surveillance camera system. They share footage with law enforcement, and agencies that use Flock can soon request that Ring doorbell users share their footage to help with evidence collection, investigative work, et cetera, et cetera. And if you didn't know, Flock's government and police customers can make natural language searches of their video footage to find people who match specific descriptions. And the kicker of the whole thing is basically on the same day that Ring announced this partnership with Flock, 404 Media reported that ICE, the Immigration Customs Enforcement, and the Secret Service, as well as the Navy, had access to basically Flock's network of cameras. And so by partnering with Ring, Flock could potentially be giving access to millions of more footage and millions of more cameras to basically ICE, the Secret Service, and the Navy as well. And Ring has a terrible track record, basically of anti-privacy, of surveillance. They were caught basically allowing thousands of employees across the world access American footage. One of their, I think it was a vice president, was caught just going into his ex's Ring doorbell to see who was coming and going from her house. I mean, they intentionally were unencrypting it so it'd be easier to data mine and sell. It's a whole mess, and I am not a fan at all of a Ring doorbell. And so if you've got a Ring doorbell, you could potentially become part of this much larger surveillance state that obviously ICE and all of the others are using right now. So again, we're agnostic to politics here, but we're definitely not immune from it. I think it's absolutely crazy.
How Orwellian.
Yeah. Orwellian indeed.
Orwellian.
Yep.
That means like 1984.
Yep.
Remember that?
Yep.
Big Brother.
Yep. So we have satellites with unencrypted data while I'm flying on my plane.
Let's go back to the
my Ring doorbell that I have so that everybody comes on in here now tracks everything that's going on in my personal life to and from the doors. So you know what? I think we may have to be like Mike today. I want to be like Mike and just go and turn it all off, Mike. And so that let's just grab a bottle and go and hang out with our Chat GPT stuff. Okay. All right.
Last but not least,
they already came and got Mark. So
that's right. Mark's gone. The Southern comfort is being squeezed out of him right now. Now let's talk about some or some blockchain concerns for people that are using this. So you may have a Bitcoin, you may have Litecoin, you may use different blockchain technologies to transfer your information for security purposes and encryption and back and forth. What is going on with blockchain for those that are maybe dipping into this space, Nick? What should they be worried about?
Yeah. So this one actually, I mean, honestly, you got to love innovation, right? Even if it's malicious. But hacking groups have found basically a new and incredibly inexpensive way to distribute malware. And they're basically using blockchains, public cryptocurrency blockchains. And so basically in a recent post, members at Google's threat intelligence group said that basically they have a technique that they've discovered where these hackers are using or creating basically their own what are known as bulletproof hosts. Now, a bulletproof host is basically just a cloud platform that is essentially immune from takedowns by law enforcement, et cetera, et cetera. And so here's the nuts and bolts of what's happening. And so heads up, crypto traders. This method is known as ether hiding. Essentially what it does is it embeds malware into smart contracts, which are essentially apps that reside on blockchains for Ethereum and other cryptocurrencies. And so two or more parties then enter into this agreement spelled out in the contract. And when certain conditions are met, the apps basically enforce the terms in a way that at least theoretically is immutable and independent of any central authority. And so there's a wide array of advantages to basically ether hiding over more traditional means of delivering malware, because the decentralization of a blockchain prevents takedowns of these malicious contracts, because there are mechanisms built into the blockchains that prevent the removal of that kind of stuff. Transactions on Ethereum are effectively anonymous, so it's really good at hiding your identity if you're a criminal jerk. Retrieval of malware from contracts leaves no trace in any kind of like event log. So forensically, it's hard to find. So it's great for stealth. And you can update malicious payloads at any time. And again, you've got all of this anonymity, and it's dirt cheap too. It costs basically less than $2 US per transaction on the blockchain here, which is a huge savings in terms of basically trying to spin up servers and infrastructure or take it over at like a bulletproof host. And so this is, I think, going to be the future of delivery of a lot of malware, and the blockchain really lends itself to that anonymity and security that essentially ensures the malware can never go away. So it's absolutely nuts.
All right. Well, Nick, we want to thank you so much for being a part of the Halloween special. We're going to tell listeners how they can connect with you. Before we close out the show, what's the best way to reach you?
Yeah. You can find me on LinkedIn at /Nick Espinoza, or you can follow me on Twitter, Blue Sky, which is still a thing, and all of the others at Nick AESP. Or you can see my daily YouTube videos on /Nick Espinoza. Thanks for hanging out. I always appreciate it.
Hey, Nick, see you later. You're always the best guy I never want to hear from.
This is why we drink, Mike.
I know.
Why we drink.
All right. Well, that ends our segment, Ask the Expert with Nick. Up now, we have Mike's mesmerizing moment. Welcome to Mike's mesmerizing moment. What does Mike have to say today? All right, Mike, let me tell you, what of these stories scares you the most? So we just had Nick on. What is going to be the most?
I don't know if any of them scare me anymore. They just exist. But what is the concerning ones that concern me?
Yeah.
Oh, every one of them.
Every one of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
We are getting to where we can't do anything without being monitored by something.
Okay.
Right? We can't walk out of our house. We can't walk next to a parking lot. We can't.
You're on camera all the time.
We're on camera all the time. Now we have interactions with fake AI that can, mimic human stuff, in which I've said before, if we're going to apply human stuff to, AI is technically psychopathic because it has no ability to be empathetic.
Okay.
Right? So we are harming ourselves. Yeah, so
just about everything, huh?
Just about everything, yeah.
Okay.
I you know how much I wonder why I do this show, because all these AI. Just to be clear, it's never the technology that concerns me the most.
Okay,
it's how people use the technology.
That makes sense.
Okay, so when I go off on these huge tangents about how crazy this isn't because the technology exists. It's because the people who created it for these specific purposes, and we don't understand what we're doing.
That makes sense.
And we don't understand what we're doing, we tend to abuse it.
That's true.
So
you can make an AI doll. There you go. Well, thank you for that mesmerizing moment.
Are there going to be Suzanne Summers
ads?
Bots available for people to buy?
They all look identical, just like
I don't know. I think that's probably the next step.
All right. Well, up next, we have This Week in Technology. So now would be a great time to enjoy a little whiskey on the side, as we're going to be doing so during the break. You're listening to TechTime Radio with Nathan Mumm. See you in a few minutes.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, so you know what? We need people to start liking our social media pages.
If you like our show, if you really like us, we could use your support on patreon.com.
Or is it Patreon? I think it's Patreon.
Okay, Patreon. If you really like us, you can.
And you say I'm the English guy?
Patreon.com.
I butcher the English language?
You butcher the English language.
Okay, so it's
all the time.
It's Patreon.com.
Patreon.com. If you really like our show, you can subscribe to patreon.com and help us out.
Oh, and you can visit us on that Facebook platform. You know, the one that Zuckerberg owns?
The one that we always bag on?
Yeah, you can. We're on Facebook, too.
Yeah, like us on Facebook.
Do you know what our Facebook page is?
TechTime Radio.
At TechTime Radio. Yeah. You know what? There's a trend here.
It seems to be that there's a trend, and that's TechTime Radio.
Or you can even Instagram with us.
And that's at TechTime Radio.
That's at TechTime Radio. Or you can find us on TikTok.
And it's TechTime Radio.
It's at TechTime Radio.
Like and subscribe to our social
Like
media.
us today. We need you to like us.
Like us and subscribe. That's it.
That's it. That's that simple.
And now, let's look back at this week in technology.
It was a dark night in October, the 27th of the year 1980. Something eerie began to creep through the ARPANET, the ancestor of today's internet. There wasn't just any network at that time. ARPANET was a government-built system that lets computers talk to each other by breaking messages into tiny packets and sending them across the country like a digital puzzle piece. It was designed to survive disasters, but this night, it met one. Suddenly, the network's vital nodes, called IMPs, started dropping like flies. Phones rang off the hook at the network control center. Engineers reported ghostly error messages and broken connections. A rogue software process awakened by a freak hardware glitch, beginning to devour the system resources like a zombie with an endless appetite. It flooded the network with a malformed routine update message meant to guide traffic, but instead led it into chaos. Evenly freshly rebooted machines were infected at the moment they rejoined the haunted net. The IMPs could only keep their lines up so long before they could say hello to each other. Essentially, this was a fix was really simple, but it was really scary at the time to think of this digital nightmare revealed a chilling truth. Even the most reliant systems can unravel in an unexpected strike. And at the time, the haunted October day, the ARPANET showed us that the internet can go down and can cause problems. All right, we're going to head out now, but this week in technology. If you want to watch some Tech Time history, we have 270 plus weekly broadcasts spanning 5+ years of podcasts and information. You can always visit us at techtimeradio.com to watch our older show. We're going to take a commercial break. When we return, we have Mark Mumble's Whiskey Review. See you after the break.
How to See a Man About a Dog. It combines comic short stories, powerful poems, and pulp fiction prose to create a heartbreaking and hilarious journey readers will not soon forget. Read How to See a Man About a Dog, collected writings, for free with Kindle Unlimited. Ebook available on Kindle, print copies available on Amazon the Bookpository, and more.
The segment we've been waiting all week for, Mark's Whiskey Mumble.
All right, Southern Comfort.
I'm back.
All right. How you doing?
I'm doing great on today. Just a little before Halloween.
Okay.
He's missing a few fingers.
He's missing a few fingers. Was that what happened? Oh, there you go. There you go. All right.
You can just stroke it.
Yeah, stop playing with that, Mark.
What are we celebrating today?
Keep your cork in control. You know what?
What are we celebrating?
What are we celebrating today?
Not ChatGPT.
All of the privacy invaded issues. No?
Some hints.
Oh, we got Snickers satisfies you. Some chocolate.
Are we?
What's today?
National
Is it Chocolate Day?
It is.
Wow.
It's National Chocolate Day.
This a couple days before Halloween. That's a coincidence, isn't it?
And I can pass these down if you want to open these and break some off, because I'm going to tell you why.
Oh,
Well, let me tell you about today first.
Okay.
Today is nothing short of a special tribute to mankind's greatest culinary invention. Sorry, pizza. Chocolate reigns supreme. It can elevate the most luxurious dessert or satisfy instantly with a simple candy bar. For a truly heavenly experience, reach for chocolate with a high cacao percentage and low added sugar. The rich, complex flavor is worth it. Though let's be honest, this is probably a little too refined for Nathan's palate. That's why I brought the cheap sugar stuff for you.
You brought the cheap. You can bring me some real chocolate.
Do you like dark chocolate?
I do.
What?
That's good.
Wow. I am surprised and pleasantly pleased. Now, nothing goes better with Russell's Reserve.
Okay. Continuing on.
Your cork moved.
I did. I was a little surprised there. Just the way we do the whiskey, I thought for sure he did not like dark chocolate. But hey, Russell's Reserve, nothing goes better with this than chocolate. Snickers for the nutty kick and Carmelo bar to echo that rich caramel sweetness. A perfect match for bourbon lovers. Russell's Reserve stands out for its extra long aging and hand-selected barrels chosen by Jimmy and Eddie Russell. Each batch reflects their personal touch. richer, smoother, and full of character drawn from the perfect rickhouse floors. Now, Russell's Reserve has always delivered with its standard shelf offering, rich, balanced, and consistently enjoyable. However, the private barrel selection takes it to a whole nother level.
Another level.
Anybody remember where that's from?
Another level.
Whole nother level. That's before your time.
Is that Eddie Murphy?
No. Other comedy sketch show.
In Living Color?
No. Close.
Mad TV?
There you go. Bingo.
In Living Color was like the best.
That was an awesome show.
Fireman Bill.
Don't try.
Now Russell's Reserve private barrels capture the best of what makes this bourbon special: depth, personality, and unmistakable Russell spice. Every private barrel I have tried has been outstanding, and if I see one on the shelf anywhere, it's absolutely worth picking up. I don't even buy the standard offering anymore. I just wait for the private selects.
All right. Homie, don't play that.
He's still doing quotes.
That's an old reference. Okay. All
right.
You know who Homie is?
Homie the Clown?
Homie the Clown?
You don't know who Homie the Clown is?
I don't know who Homie the Clown is, but I know
What?
Homie don't play that. I never remember.
You've never seen
You need to Google that.
Wow. We need
Well, the young girl doesn't know what the old things
Homie
are.
don't play
How
that.
was the whiskey before, and then how is it with the chocolate?
Oh, with the chocolate is A+, thumbs up.
Well, you
Before
saw him.
that,
You saw
it was
him.
thumbs up too.
Yeah, you saw him eat the chocolate and then slam the drink.
That was fantastic. That's what you should. I should be doing that every single time I have whiskey.
What, slamming it?
No, I
Chocolate?
have chocolate. Yeah,
Oh.
that should be. I should add that.
Yeah, because that's what you need.
You know,
More
whiskey.
chocolate. You need more chocolate in
Pass
your
that
life.
Carmelo over here. I want to.
All right, whiskey and technology are such a great pairing, like Scooby Doo and the ghost hunting group from the Mystery Incorporated.
Really? Did you need to explain that?
Yes, let's prepare
Maybe
now
see
for.
Scooby Doo and the
Shaggy.
Mystery Machine.
Yeah, let's prepare for our technology fail of the week, brought to you by Elite Executive Services. This technology fail has a person that experienced it. Start it now.
Congratulations. You're a failure.
Oh, I failed. Did I?
Yes.
Did I?
Yes.
What's going
This
on?
technology fail comes to us from Alaska Airlines, as we had an experience of an outage by one of our individuals.
Can we skip this story?
No. Mark, tell us a little bit about what happened to Alaska Airlines last week as a nationwide grounding stopped due to a technical outage. Now, last week you were actually at the airport, right?
I was.
Explain this to everybody, all the listeners.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'll tell you the short story because it goes on almost 24 hours.
Okay. 24 hours on an outage, an IT outage.
Well, not for the IT outage wasn't 24 hours, but by the time when I was supposed to leave, by the time I finally got home, it was about 24 hours.
Oh my word. Tell me what happened.
So basically we're sitting on the plane. We were just about to pull back. Everybody was there. Doors were locked. And all of a sudden they said they had an IT outage on one of their systems. I believe it was the weight and balance system where they need that data before taking off, how the plane, how much fuel, all that kind of calculations. Because nobody does that by hand anymore. And it just went down. And so we missed getting out by about 5 to 10 minutes.
5 to 10 minutes.
So we sat on the plane for a few hours because they didn't know whether it's a 5-minute, IT, the big thing they kept saying at the airport is, well, we don't know how long it's going to take. We
You had
don't.
to submit that ticket.
Yeah, it's not like a
The
broken
people from
part.
India had to get on. Oh, can I help you here?
Yeah, every time I've been on a plane, they always have an estimate how long it takes. 'Cause,
Seriously?
like if something's broken on the plane, they have it all stats. But IT, as we know, it could be 5 minutes, it could be a day. Who knows?
Okay, so you
So
sat
finally,
on the planes.
they let some of us get off if we wanted. I decided to get off, get something to eat.
Okay.
They finally deboarded the rest of the plane. We all waited there. Finally, they said they think they have the system fixed. That was about 4 hours later. And then this is grounded not just where I was in Arizona, but this grounded every nationwide Alaska Airlines. And Horizon, too, because they're on the same system. We got back on the plane. They said it's good to go. Everybody's back. They shut the door, about to pull back, and they're like, oh, a subsystem just went down.
Oh, no.
So we got to get that up. So then they had more sex. And then just about we're about to pull down, it hits, I think it was like 5-6 hours later.
Yep.
The pilot's time had run out. So they have strict times they can fly. And so that crew could no longer fly. And so canceled the flight.
Yeah, that happened to me back in 2022.
And then the next day is just a mess. I got rebooked on the next day, 8 a.m. Went spend a night at a hotel, come back to take off, and that flight got canceled.
Oh, whoa, okay. Why was that? Because it still wasn't up and running?
No, it was up and running, but they were trying to add flights.
Like
I think a lot of it had to do crews weren't in the right place for the next day because just with every flight being canceled, they couldn't get every flight back in the air the next day. Also, because not just because crews couldn't make it, they weren't in the right locations and they had too much capacity.
Okay.
To on the airline, so finally I ended up transferring to Delta and taking off a little later that day.
They said over almost 50,000 passengers had their travel plans disrupted. You were one of those 50,000.
I was one of those.
All right. Well, I guess this tells you Alaska Airlines needs to update their entire IT infrastructure. They did come out saying it was not a cyber attack and it did not have any problems with Hawaiian Airlines. So I guess if you were flying with them, you would have been fine. But the equipment manufactured by a third-party supplier was installed in the data center and it failed.
Yeah.
So it's not their fault. It was that they bought a piece of hardware that was installed in the data center. So they don't want to take.
What are they doing installing it in the middle of the day?
Well, I see. This is the whole pass the buck
in the
thing
middle
we
of the
talked
night
about.
when nothing's flying.
I don't know. That makes
bad IT.
Bad IT.
Maybe they just don't operate in that time. But it looks like it didn't affect your sanity at all.
Well, I was happy. I got to drive in a Waymo.
Okay. How was the Waymo?
Oh, it was awesome.
Okay, you had a great time with that.
I had a great time with the Waymo.
Okay. Did you go a couple times in the Waymo, like there and back?
No, I just did one Waymo.
Okay.
Did you spin around a parking lot for an hour?
I did not.
Oh, that's too
I
bad.
was looking forward to something crazy like that, but no, it drove nicely. It was better than most of the drivers I had. It was clean. Nobody talked to me. I didn't have to tip. And it was a cheaper ride. They knocked a few bucks off because of that.
Okay, now you're starting to sell me on the Waymo thing.
Yeah, you don't have to talk to anybody.
I don't have to talk to anybody, and I don't have to leave a tip.
All right. Well, you know what? Let's now move into our Nathan Nugget.
This is your Nugget of the Week.
All right. Do you have you know what? You got a Snicker bar right here, right? You need to keep this Snicker bar right next to your passenger seat because if you're driving and you get pulled over with your cell phone as a distracted driver, which you shouldn't do, it seems to be that if you say that you are eating a candy bar, this happened to a 30-year-old who was stopped by local police holding his phone while driving. He received a fixed penalty, but he did not pay it. He decided to appear in court and say that he was having a candy wrapper and that it was not an actual phone. The judge decided to dismiss that since they had no evidence, and he did have the candy wrapper shown to the police and got off that ticket. So you know what? With all your candy for Halloween, save those wrappers, put them in your passenger seat. When you're driving, you can then say that you were just having a candy bar.
Okay, I wouldn't rely on too much of that because you can still get pinged for distracted driving for having food.
Do we have to make a disclaimer? This is not legal advice.
This is not legal advice.
No,
I'm not a lawyer. This is a Halloween episode, so probably please don't do that.
Nathan.
He did say that he was using a Mars bar, though. So, I mean, that was pretty good. I mean, he was very specific on what he was having for candy.
Is that necessary?
Do you like Mars bar?
That has no bearing on the story at all.
Well, yes, it does. He said he was eating a Mars bar at the time.
Okay.
Maybe
For
if he had a
one,
Snickers, it wouldn't work.
All right. So
Mars bar worked.
This guy hired a lawyer to go and talk about a traffic fine.
Yeah.
And to convince a judge that he was eating a candy bar.
Yes.
Is that an adequate or an appropriate response to getting a ticket for holding your phone?
No, you should just do what Nathan does and just pay the ticket immediately. Go online and just pay it.
Just pay for the ticket.
You caught me.
Or better yet, stop using your phone while you're driving.
That's a good idea.
But, that's never going to happen.
That's a good idea. You know what? Now let's move to our pick of the day whiskey tasting.
And now our pick of the day for our whiskey tastings. Let's see what bubbles to the top.
All right. What do we have here, Mr. Southern Comfort?
We are drinking Russell's Reserve Private Barrel Selection, the Ballard Cut number 5. So it's an 8-year straight bourbon from Wild Turkey, 110 proof, $60.
I'm giving it a thumbs up and one hookup.
Okay, whatever. You sound like a freaking hound dog laying on the porch.
What did you say, Mike?
I didn't say that.
Are you going to give it a thumbs up?
Yeah, I'm going to give it a thumbs up because it tastes good with or without the chocolate.
Okay, well, there you go.
These are always delicious.
All right, well, you know what? We're just about out of time. We want to thank our listeners for joining the program. Listeners, we want to hear from you. Visit techtimeradio.com. Click on the Be a Caller, because right now we are going to do our secret sound of the day. Are you ready for this, Odie? Here we go, our secret sound.
And now for our secret sound, brought to us by Elite Executive Services. Visit techtimeradio.com and click on the contact page to submit your answer. Odie, play that sound.
All right, did everybody hear that sound? Do you think you know what that is?
Yeah. Oh, that's what you have to do. You have to submit what it is.
Yeah, you need to go visit us online at techtimeradio.com. Click on the contact page, and the top 10 people, the first 10 people that go to the page, you have to type in your name, you have to type in your email, say what that sound is. If you get it right, we will announce it on next week's show. If you don't get it right, we'll tell you all 10 guesses that the people do, and then we will continue another second more of that sound.
Do I get I have no idea. I wasn't part of this. Do I get to say a hint?
Sure. What's a hint?
No, what?
Whiskey Chris. I would put down a pinball machine.
Oh, okay. All right. What would you put, Mike?
I was going to say pinball machine, but I didn't know we were guessing because this is for the listeners, not for us.
Odie, what do you think it is?
I would also say a pinball machine.
Okay. You know what? I would say, you guys are not even close yet, but thank you for your guess.
Okay.
All right. There you go. So that should help everybody know that it is not a pinball machine. So there you go. You need to be specific on what it is. And once you choose that, you'll be a winner. All right. You know what? We're out of time. We want to thank our listeners for being a part of the show. You can always talk to us at our radio information at techtimeradio.com and click on our Be Our Caller. Remember, the science of tomorrow starts with the technology of today. See you next week.
Later.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us on Tech Time Radio. We hope that you had a chance to have that moment today in technology. The fun doesn't stop there. We recommend that you go to techtimeradio.com and join our fan list for the most important aspect of staying connected and winning some really great monthly prizes. We also have a few other ways to stay connected, including subscribing to our podcast on any podcast service, from Apple to Google and everything in between. We're also on YouTube, so check us out on youtube.com/techtimeradio, all one word. We hope you enjoyed the show as much as we did making it for you. From all of us at Tech Time Radio, remember, Mumm's the word. Have a safe and fantastic week. Safe and fantastic week. Safe and fantastic week. Safe and fantastic week.